we've got a red flag. So the two Ferraris that were about to go right to the top have now had their laps abandoned because Nicholas Latifi has crashed out on the circuit, and there is Nicholas Latifi, and he has gone a long, long way into the barriers. Taking the corner at about 106 miles an hour. Oh. Took his hands off the steering wheel, and I'm not surprised either.
I crashed, guys.
Okay,
sorry.
you okay? You okay, Nicky?
Yeah, I don't know how the rear just let go there.
Yuki, there is something, some issue, fuel related, so we need to check the car.
Pierre Gasly goes 5th fastest, and Hamilton now becomes the driver in the bottom 5. And whilst he's setting personal bests, are these personal bests good enough to get him out of that bottom 5? We shall see as he crosses the line. No! Lewis Hamilton currently down in 16th. Currently in the bottom 5, Tsunoda, Latifi, Hülkenberg, Hamilton and Alex Albon. Keeping out of the way, Pierre Gasly, as Hamilton makes his way around the final corner as Fernando Alonso goes 11th fastest, lifts himself out of trouble. He'll see the checkered flag, Hamilton, and he goes only 15th. So behind him, Stroll is still on a quick lap, and there comes Lance Stroll, and he goes 15th, and the Aston Martin knocks the Mercedes out of qualifying. It's a big shock here in Saudi Arabia tonight. Lewis Hamilton, for the first time since Brazil 2017, has been knocked out in Q1.
Massive disappointment for Lewis. You know, I thought that if anyone can do it on that last lap, on a 5 laps in, it's Lewis Hamilton. But he gave it his all, but he's out.
Turn 7 incident involving cars Ocon and Ricciardo, who's the car in front, noted by the stewards.
I blocked me completely.
I really like Daniel Ricciardo, but I have to say, he's going to get a penalty for that.
I hate to predict because we're not that far off knowing, but yeah, I'm confident.
Oh, Otmar! Oh. We'll just leave it there as Mick Schumacher hits the wall. Oh. 2 tyres coming loose as he hit the wall as well, and that is the second red flag of this session. Mick Schumacher, who I'm told is now being lifted out of the car, that he is talking to the doctors. He is fully conscious. Alonso will see the checkered flag, stays 5th fastest, should be good enough for him. Next across the line will be Kevin Magnussen, who goes in to the top 10, pushes Pierre Gasly down and into 11th. Next across the line, Valtteri Bottas 6th, making 6th his own in 2022. We're now on board with Esteban Ocon, who got impeded earlier on in this session by Daniel Ricciardo. The steward's looking at that as Carlos Sainz goes to the top with a 1:28.6. Ocon trying to get out of the bottom 5, hasn't had a chance to set a representative lap time until now. Has he made it count? He has. He's gone into 8th place, pushes Mick Schumacher out of the top 10. Pierre Gasly then goes into the top 10. Lando Norris misses out as Daniel Ricciardo can only go 12th fastest. And can Zhou Guanyu get himself into the top 10? No, 13th for him. So Lando Norris and Daniel Ricciardo from McLaren miss out, not by much, just a few hundredths of a second. Through turn 22 goes Charles Leclerc, and now it's foot flat to the floor until the braking zone into the final corner, and then foot flat to the floor once again. The tricky part, you'd think by now, has been done. But as Max Verstappen proved in the final part of qualifying last year, this corner can still be a bit tricky, but it's been widened this time around to give the drivers a bit more of a fighting chance as they exit the final turn. There's your benchmark, there's your provisional pole for now, a 1:28.4 for Charles Leclerc. But what about his teammate, Carlos Sainz? Sainz, who's never been on pole before, is on provisional pole now by just 4/100ths of a second. Alonso's gone 4th fastest ahead of Gasly and then Magnussen. Here comes Checo Perez. Where can he put his Red Bull? Right up at the front of the grid. Only 3rd. He lost time in the final sector and only 3rd fastest for Sergio Perez. All eyes now turn to Max Verstappen on his first push lap. He'll know, I'm sure, that his teammate Sergio Perez has gone 3rd fastest. There's enough screens for the drivers to look at around here, and they do that around the lap. Trust me. Sainz, Leclerc, Perez and Verstappen, who backed off right at the end, and is only 6th fastest at the moment. Now making his way towards the final corner, the hairpin at turn 27. You take it at about 62 miles an hour. Slow corner. Then you can get the power down. DRS will help you towards the line. George Russell crosses it and does go 5th fastest. Splits the 2 Alpines with a tidy lap. One more corner to go and one more exit to go, and gets as close as he dares to the barriers, and that looked pretty neat as well. Looks down at his dashboard, he knows that he's up, foot flat to the floor. Charles Leclerc crosses the line and he's back on provisional pole. What about his teammate Carlos Sainz? Sainz can't quite produce a lap to match his teammate once again. It's Ferrari 1-2 for the time being, and it's Leclerc on provisional pole, trying to get pole for the 2nd week in a row. But here now comes Sergio Perez, purple in the middle sector. Perez has never been on pole in his Formula One career so far, and it's a career that takes him to 215 qualifying sessions. Sergio Perez puts his Red Bull on pole by just 2/100ths of a second. Perez could be celebrating a first ever pole unless this man can stop him, and it's Verstappen across the line. Verstappen's only on the 2nd row. Sergio Perez, at the 215th time of asking, has put his car on pole position. Bravo, Sergio Perez.
Pole position.
Yes! Yes!
Well done.
Yes! Hard work always pays off, man.
And boy, has he worked hard for that. But JB, some things are worth waiting for in life.
Oh, they are, and that one will mean so much to him. They're really taking the fight to Ferrari here, and Checo is the man.